What we got here, George?
A tangled mess of wires. We got the...
In German you say Kabelsalat. It's a cable salad. So all that is going to go neatly behind there. What I did is I mounted the plates here. I ended up putting nut plates on there. And then very important, we got the stickers on our control stick. We got the batteries mounted back up here. I had made these fancy brackets. Sorry. And same thing on that side. So now we're ready to put the arteries into connecting all the organs. All right, wish us luck. Alright, looks like a big mess, but it's actually not that bad. There's just a few pins that still need to be done, but most of it is on the right side and where it needs to be. Right now I'm trying to figure out if everything can fit underneath the side panels there. That's the harness for that side. A lot of it's going to get terminated underneath there. Alright, here we are, day 2. Making a little progress. Untaming some of the harnesses. This is basically all going to be grounds that goes up to there. Power into the VPX, trying to make some sense of it all. Starting to plug some stuff in. And the joke is we probably need 10,000 wire ties and none of them are going to end up in the plane. Got the left side kind of organized down there, and trying to run the wires for the ELT down there, and then this harness is literally going to go to here. Got the dash panel in, finally riveted it after many years of, or many months of Clecoing it, and yeah, gonna look into getting those things in. Alright, day 1 of day 2. We are starting to make a little sense of it. What do you think, George?
Yeah. Tangled mess of wires.
Well, yeah, it always looks messy before you get it neat. So all that stuff's going down that side. Most of those are going to go up there, like I said. So I was all priding myself in getting these all nice and neat to go up to the wing. And George so kindly reminded me that we have a pitot tube, a pitot heat, pitot heat and wingtip lights and strobe lights and every other thing that I totally forgot about. But no big deal, we can add those to it. Got the ELT stuff wired. We got the RJ plug for that. COM1 antenna, that was already done. And then this funky antenna with the data stuff. We got, I believe, all the wires here going for the pitch trim servo. You saw me separate the trim wire that goes all the way from the elevator, and we spliced that off right here with the gray and white going to the pitch servo, and the green, orange, and blue going up here to the VPX. Trying to keep this so it all fits behind the panel. Looks like I might be able to do that without trimming it. There'll be some protective sleeving on it, and we'll go back and lace it all. And George is tying up, we're doing power wires, and yeah, that's about it. Kind of a very boring, monotonous part of the project. Not much to show, lots to show, not much to make sense of at this point, but keep you updated. For now, way past my bedtime. Good night. George, go home. All right, here we are back at it again. Straightening out more wires. Realized we actually have to order the wires to go to the wingtip lights and the pitot. And working on, what else we did? Working on odds and ends. Trying to make some sense of this. Running the harnesses down the left and right side, and the fun continues. Another long night of wiring. George and I were both here for about 4 or 5 hours, and so I got some of the left side done. So obviously George made all the harnesses. I'm just trying to get them into position in the plane. This is going to be for panel lights, this is for the USB, this is for the MFD. Then I have the harness going down inside here, and I already carpeted my panel, so I'm trying to make sure that fits without having to cut it. Looks like it's gonna. Coming back, so we did mount the transponder under here in the audio panel. These are all the wires coming from the headphone jacks and the center console, and then these are the wires coming from up there to down here. So got some wiring done there. These are the power wires for the relay that's gonna do the smoke pump from this trigger. So that trigger goes to right here, which then goes to the smoke pump in the back. Have these wires kind of just wire tied to the smoke oil tube, and eventually we'll do it all over in wire lacing, but basically just want to make sure all the panels fit. So basically we have the same harness running up here. On this side, I had to split the magnetometer harness too. You can see kind of got some heat shrink on it there. Split it so all the power runs up to the VPX, and then the whatever the data bus stuff goes to over here. The CAN bus, sorry. Very, very tired. Look, it's almost 1 o'clock. I'm going to bed. Tomorrow's my wife's birthday. I still gotta wrap a bunch of gifts and get ready for that. Over here, I'm using the same technique as like in the engine, just some fuel line and wire ties to secure them so they're out of the way of anything that moves. George did a bunch of work over here, step up, step down resistors and all around. Yeah, so I think next up is going to be the diodes. Got explicit instructions where to put those. That should be pretty easy. Oh, I got to mount this thing. We had bought, it's for the dimmers, and I was like, oh yeah, let's put it right here, except I got the track for a pull-out drawer there. And anyway, it's more complicated than I thought it would be, so I got to think of something creative to put that in. All right, I'm babbling. I'm saying good night. Thank you. Bye. All right, back at it. Not only do I have to mount this fancy LED dimmer, but also have to mount this. Is there any components that we don't have? So I'm thinking of mounting both of them here, like I kind of talked about. I'm gonna make a big like U channel or a C channel that mounts here, 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 and here. I move the CO detector back, and then it'll bolt from the other side, and then this will bolt to it here. So you can remove these without removing the bracket, and hopefully that'll work. So I drew a very sophisticated sketch right here. Oh, I forgot the dimensions. I got them in my head. 8 inches times 3.5 times half times half. So back to doing some metal work. Alright, this is what I came up with. Little U-shaped thing. Gotta put a bunch of nut plates in. Nut plates on the back of this. And I already marked these holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is basically gonna bolt onto the side of it like that. And there'll be countersunk nuts. Countersunk screws from the inside out. Those can be pan heads because there's room. But this one, there's actually some room where the 650 slides in, but I'm gonna countersink these anyway. And they're gonna go into that. So now I gotta figure out how to get the rivet squeezer in there. I figured out how to get the rivets in here. Drill some lightning holes. They look cool, make the plane go faster, and allow access to my solid rivets. Then I use my beloved Knipex pliers because the rivet squeezer won't fit in there. But these things have so much leverage that you can squeeze them. So there you go. Alright, little late night rant. This silly little flight data system thing here is great. It's got 4 mounting holes, and there was 2 holes here, and I actually took it apart and notched them out because when it's you can't get at the mounting holes. Like, why didn't they just move them out a little bit? So I'm gonna put 2 screws here pretty tight, and they have the nut plates on the back so they'll lock in, so you can actually slide it in and then put these 2 mounting holes without having to take everything apart. But engineering, not so good. Well, as with anything, it always took longer than expected, but at least it came out awesome. So made this little U or C channel shaped bracket on there, put some lightning holes, as you saw, bolted this thing in. So the idea is that you can service it from this side. So you can take these 2 screws out and slide this thing backwards. You can take these 3 screws out and slide that thing out. If you want to get this bracket off, unfortunately, not a big deal, though. You gotta take the 650 out because those screws go in from that side through it. I put, can't tell, but I put some flush head 6/32 screws in there, and so yeah, I put some more rubber standoffs, just trying to get, none of this is necessarily permanent, kind of just keep laying it out until it falls into a good spot. Keep massaging it until we get it to fit, and yeah, we're going to continue on this. Gotta do all the grounds up here. This is the harness for the lightning thing. The 2 rheostats are going to go right here, and yeah, well, anyway, that worked out great. Pretty happy with the way that came out. So again, after midnight, like I said, always takes longer than expected, but came out really good. So I might end this video here, get something posted. I'm guessing the videos are gonna be pretty lame for the next foreseeable future, because wiring or somebody else's wiring really isn't that exciting. But we'll keep it going, I guess. All right. Happy building. Thank you for watching, and see ya. Good night.